So before we get into our semi-obligatory naval history moment here concerning the Battle of the Denmark Strait and our subject HMS Hood, we're going to take a moment here to show you something you should be doing every time. Say good luck to everybody, and then call out your destroyers, because your destroyers are going to be the ones that go out and find things for you to shoot at in your big, beautiful, but tragically lost battleship. That's right. HMS Hood. Everybody and their mother knows the name Bismarck. Bismarck was the ship during World War II that was hunted down. It was one of the most famous chases in all of naval history, if not the most famous chase. The British fleet, the entire Atlantic fleet, hunted down and sank the Bismarck after she and the cruiser Prince Eugen went head to head with the subject of our video here, HMS Hood, and the brand new battleship HMS Prince of Wales. HMS Hood came out on the wrong side of that battle. And to be more specific, HMS Hood was lost with nearly all hands. Of the 1,420 plus men on board, only 3 survived the battle. The battle occurred in the Denmark Strait in the North Atlantic on May 24th, 1941. So that's right, we are coming up on the 85th anniversary of that event. The battle itself was not the biggest naval battle in terms of numbers of ships or I'd say the outcome as far as like the effect it would have on the later war. But that battle kicked off the chase for the Bismarck and cemented the Bismarck's place in as a household name, I should say. Everybody knows the name of the Bismarck. Slightly fewer people, unfortunately, know the name HMS Hood. But in the game, Hood was added a few years ago as I believe she was a premium ship. I think it was a celebration of the Battle of the Denmark Strait. I think it was the 80th anniversary celebration. I could be wrong about all that. It's been a while now. I don't play her that much. Frankly, she has 15-inch guns. They're very similar, if not the same guns that you'll find on the Tier 5 Queen Elizabeth class ships and the battle cruisers that we now have in the game. Like the Renown, the Repulse, battle cruisers, and then for Queen Elizabeth, and the Warspite. The guns don't punch as hard at Tier 6 as they do at Tier 5. You're starting to get ships that a lot of them have 16-inch guns. And frankly, her guns seem a little outmatched at times. So, oh, what was that? Magically, the ship just started going faster. In reality, I think you're going to see this for most of my videos nowadays. The full-length videos where we go into a full battle. Because I know everybody's time is a premium. And besides that, the other reason is nobody has an attention span that lasts more than 5 minutes. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. So anyways, we're going to try to keep most of our targets here, most of the people who we are engaging, we're going to try to keep them in the ring between our detection range that's up in the mini-map. That's our blue circle and the white circle, which is, there's our blue circle. Our white circle is our maximum firing range. We're also going to try to trick these two guys into thinking that we are going around the island. That is going to work very well on the cruiser, that Russian cruiser that poked his head out around the island and laid that smoke screen here, as you're about to see in a few seconds. Wait for it. Wait for it. Don't scroll to something else. Just wait for it. I promise. It's fun. It's cool. Ready? Russian cruiser, go bye-bye. Devastating strike. Dev strike. North Carolina was a little bit smarter. She turned around and started heading in. Unfortunately, between me and the Italian cruiser that's coming at her from the other side of this island, who's actually going to take our attention here, we're gonna send North Carolina back to port in a rapid fashion here. I'm desperately trying to citadel her because that's one of the things that North Carolina class battleships do very well in the game is they are citadeled. They were historically originally supposed to be armed with 14-inch guns. If you play the Florida is one of the earlier North Carolina designs. Later in the design period, North Carolina was armed with 16-inch guns. However, her armor was only good against 14-inch guns. And they didn't really up-armor the ship to match her guns. So she, in other words, that's a long way of me saying that she could hit harder, but she was a bit of a glass cannon. She could dish out more punishment than she could take. Um, that used to be a battleship, but the Japanese saw fit to equip her as an aircraft carrier. She's one of my favorite carriers just from historical significance. But right here, I'm going to do her the honor of turning her in from a virtual aircraft carrier into a virtual coral reef. You see, we're cruising right along here. This is what I know, again, that time is a premium, but I feel like there's a lot of, especially with this battle, we kind of, there's action, and then we're kind of like strategically trying to position ourselves. And I know you're, per the name of the YouTube channel, just here to watch ships go boom. So keep an eye on the North Carolina, the New Orleans. I promise, something's coming. Something's coming. We're going to get very close to having a Kraken in this game. Spoiler alert, we're not going to have a Kraken in this game. A Kraken is awarded when you kill 5 ships. Watch that second salvo from the aft guns. Oh, so close. And then I got a decision to make. Ooh, there's a Japanese cruiser. He's broadside. I can clear the island. Do I shoot? Do I shoot? Do I not shoot? Do I shoot? Let me shoot. As soon as I shoot, New Orleans dead. So we're up 4-3 here. They've only got 3 ships. We got a French battleship coming out, and my cruiser buddy here has decided that it's time for him to sacrifice his ship. I do not want to be ambushed by Japanese cruisers with torpedoes. I also, again, want to try to keep my targets in between those 2 circles. So I can fire, I'm detected, and then when my detection range goes down again, I can disappear and change my angles, change my speed, whatever it is. So when I fire again, he's not expecting it. There's the Nagato. I'm desperately trying to sink the Nagato. I rearranged and redecorated that virtual mountain over there. Shooting at the Nagato again, did not get the results I wanted. Keep an eye on that ship. Again, spoiler alert. We're going to keep firing at the Leon because we're trying to pull the Leon away from the capture, the B capture that's being contested. We are now going to turn around and we are going to divide our attention. We can see the Nagato. Looks like she's making a turn. She might come up here soon as something that we can shoot at. We have disengaged from the Leon. We're going to re-engage with the Leon by firing our aft guns at the Leon. And right now we're just waiting for our cruiser over there to respot the cruiser and the Nagato, which is in the capture here. Leon is shooting HE, which is what most of the Leons in the game do. We got 134k damage, but to me it's not worth spit if we don't win the game. So they just captured B. Not great. They're about to go ahead on points, and the Nagato is about to go ahead on the latest to become an artificial reef. That close. What did we leave them with, like 5 HP left? Slick shooting on my part, right? Well, don't worry. Like I always say, like, I could have done better, but I still did okay. And here, I could have done better. I should have aimed. Miyoko's coming in. Stopped. What does that usually signify? It usually signifies that the Miyoko has run into an island, and when ships run into an island, they immediately back up, which means I should have put that shot like a whole ship length behind the Miyoko. Despite the fact that I was just broadside to the Leon did not use its 16-inch gun or 16 guns to try to turn my ship into an artificial reef. We are going to start randomly firing single turrets here to try to get the Leon to shoot at us because he's the only ship left. I think he realizes at this point that the battle is lost. We've got a decent points lead. But by shooting one of our guns, it keeps us spotted, and frankly, most people can't resist the urge to shoot at a semi-broadside, semi-fragile British battleship, battle cruiser. Most people used to call the Hood a battle cruiser. She had high speed, lighter armor than what I guess you would typically see. But most people nowadays actually classify her as one of the world's first fast battleships because her armor scheme was not that bad. I'm sorry, I threw in some more naval history at the end. 2960 HP, 153K. Hope you enjoyed it.